Hi, it's Jason Perico for Bianchi Honda, suggesting you start your new year with a new Honda. Start by leasing America's best-selling SUV, the 2016 Honda CR-V EX all-wheel drive with standard features including moonroof, heated seats, touchscreen display, and more for only $299 a month with no money down. Lease Erie's favorite, the 2016 CR-V EX all-wheel drive for an amazing $299 a month here at Bianchi Honda.
Hey, doing well, doing well.
Sorry
No
to
snow
keep you
on the
waiting.
ground? No, absolutely no. Hey, got to let the Erie Otters do some work, get that dub, and then we'll come on now.
That's right, and that they did. We were talking a little bit about you've witnessed that atmosphere.
Yeah,
But it should be a fun atmosphere for Mercyhurst. That's the game that I've got circled now. That's
Yeah.
the last one left for you.
That's the only
So
one.
You could end on a really nice note because you're coming off of another split, but a win against Slippery Rock.
Yeah.
And by the widest margin that you've experienced all year, it was a 19-point victory.
yeah. It was just that perfect storm of everything happening for us. It didn't start out that way, that's for sure. We missed a couple easy chippies, but our defense played really well. And we had them. We kind of limited them early on. Now they ended up getting 12 offensive rebounds, but that was spread out quite a bit. But our kids played really well. They came together and team high, 20 assists, season high, 20 assists, and we kept the turnovers down. Probably should only had around 15 or 14, but we got 17 there. But really balanced attack, inside, outside. When you have, Lanice putting up 17 points and grabbing 12 boards, and then you got Maggie putting up 30, and Chelsea Rourke, who was named PSAC Freshman of the Week this week with her 16.7 rebound effort, would go along with 5 assists. We just had a really nice balanced attack. Lauren added 6 points. Lauren Tavis added 6.7 rebounds, played 29 minutes, only had 1 turnover. And, just a total team effort. And I was really proud of our defense. We did some things that we knew we were capable of doing. Like we talked about, you can go back and play different snippets of this show, and you'd hear it from back in November, early November, where, if we can do the right things, this is the potential we have. But that's the roller coaster you have as a season. You got your ups, your downs, and we've had more downs than ups this year than I had wanted to. But the ladies keep fighting, and just really proud of them. Really proud of them.
I want to take you back for a second. There was a game against Edinburgh, but I'm taking you all the way back to December 10th. 83-71, a 12-point margin, previously your largest. That was against East Stroudsburg. And we will get into the Edinburgh game a little bit, but I just want to talk about the improvement that's so obvious just in the win-loss column, but not only that, the improvement that you would only see as a coach.
Yeah. Oh, no. I think there's more improvement of the, I guess you would call them the intangibles, the chemistry type stuff. That just took a lot longer than I had ever anticipated. I've had young teams before. Have I had, 6, 7, 8 freshmen or new players or 9 new players? No, I haven't. But I've had enough to know that it could have and should have probably taken place a little bit sooner. But, with the conference that we play in, which is a very tough conference, it is what it is. The chips fell where they are, and now we're dealing with it. But just really proud because the kids could have packed it in a long time ago. We've had teams here and different teams here where they got down on themselves. This team, we bounced back at times and we competed, sometimes a little bit less than what we would like to have, but they always played hard and they always fought till the end. Whether we were making shots or whether we were missing everything, they still fought and they played hard. And as a coach, you can always keep your head up about that. I've been a part of teams where, you go in and kids start hanging their heads and next thing you know, it goes down and they stop fighting, they stop getting on the floor, they stop taking charges. This group hasn't done that. And that's what I'm really proud about because that's the part where we're building for the future. And we have those players that are here that are doing just that.
And I kind of went this weird order because to better illustrate this point, because you had an outing against Edinburgh, 69-40, tough loss. First of all, I think you ran into a really hungry Edinburgh team because they had been on the skids a bit compared to where they were at earlier in the season.
Yeah,
so,
right.
I mean, they needed a win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And here's the deal. When you're going against a good team, you got to do almost everything right. And we didn't. You know, you got to have some bounces that go your way. I told the team after the game, we played about 15 minutes of a 40-minute game. If you look at the scores, first quarter, we were right there. I mean, it was 15-12. And then about the first 4 to 5 minutes of that second quarter, we were right there. And then the wheels fell off right before halftime. And they went on a huge run when they went 19-7. And we just couldn't recover from that. And then we started like I said, that was our 15 minutes that we played with them. And we know we can play with them. You know, and like I said, I told the team practices leading up to it, not to try to scare them or intimidate them, but they just lost 2 games at home. They're going to be like a wounded animal. They're going to be alert. They're going to be ready to kill anything that comes near them. And like I said, we hung with them, like I said, for about the first 15 minutes, and then we just couldn't make shots, and we turned the ball over.
That's what I'm looking at Maggie's stats, and the word I'm going to use, this is not a very good descriptor of Maggie Mitchell, fortunately for you, but the word I'm going to use from the Edinboro game is inefficient. Was that defensive? Did you see some pressure that you're not used to? Do you think she just had an off game? I mean, this is going to happen.
Yeah, you know, I think it's a little bit of both. I think their defense and the pressure they put, you know, they use more than one player on her. So, you know, they had 2 or 3 people guard her throughout the entire night, and when you're logging 36 minutes, that makes it tough. But you're right, she was a little bit off due to the pressure. But we were off completely as a team. Look at those. We had one that was in double figures. And we didn't shoot the ball extremely well. We didn't give up a ton of, you know, they weren't shooting like 60, 70%. They just out-rebounded. They got every loose ball. They created a lot of turnovers, which led to a boatload of points for them. And you can't do that. But the one thing about Maggie is she has short-term memory. And she bounces back real quick, as you can see when you move on to the next game.
Yeah.
And she's done that all year, and those are the type of players that you want. And we have several on our team that are able to do that. We just gotta, you know, keep moving along in the you know, this process. It's not I know everybody says this year. Yeah, this is one season, but we're looking at the long haul with this group.
Well, why is it to you that Maggie, I think I know the answer, which is why I'm asking you this question. Why is it that Maggie responds so well?
I think it's a combination of a couple things. First of all, there's no quit in this young lady. She is always, the other thing is that you can add to it is there's no quit. She's constantly working on her game to be better.
So she's just trusting the work that she does.
Yeah.
And then she's also probably had more good games than bad in her career.
Absolutely. And then you throw the third thing on top of it. She has some experience.
Yes.
She has some experience. She knows. Yep. She knows that, hey, one bad game, how do I bounce back? You know, and she's had experience doing that. And if you look at the season this year, she's put up, I mean, she's one of the top scorers in our conference. So you know she's going to be getting everybody's best defender, and they're going to throw the house at her, and she's still able to put these numbers up. And our kids and our team, we're about that balanced attack, and we're getting good looks. But no, the other part of it that I think is the biggest part, like I mentioned, is she's constantly in the gym. She's a gym rat. She's always wanting to improve something. She's always wanting to get shots up. And I don't care what anybody says, getting as many shots up as you can is game-like shots. That helps you in the long run. Plus you add some film. Plus you add some little chalk talk with the coaches, just talking about different things. That all adds up.
He is Coach Jim Brunelli. This is Gannon Lady Nights Coaches Show. Maggie Mitchell, a very impressive player. Again, sometimes you got to nitpick when we analyze these games, but it was the response, I thought, by not only Maggie but the entire team. You scored 84 points against Slippery Rock. I wondered if were they exceptionally ready to go after taking it on the chin against Edinboro?
I think that's what you have. I think
that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's absolutely. You know, we with the loss at Edinboro, that sealed our fate. We weren't going to make the tournament. I think our kids that's the first time in my career that I've missed postseason. And that's still going to haunt me. You know what I mean? But that's what when you go back to your first question about they don't quit, this team could have packed it in. We beat this team at our home court by 1. Okay? Missing the playoffs, only having 2 games left, this team could have quit, just went out and gone through the motions. But they know that there's more to it than that. They know that we got, at that case, coming in, 2 games left. What we talked about is 1 game at a time. Let's put something together that's going to springboard us into our postseason, that's going to springboard us through summer, that's going to help us get through our summer workouts, that's going to springboard us into next fall. And that was a performance that you saw. And hopefully that we're going to come out and we take on a very, very good Mercyhurst team. And, hopefully we'll be inspired to play that day, senior day. We get to send off Lanice, who's been here 5 years. We get to send her off. And, we just have to play inspired. We have to play like this game matters, which to us it does.
I have been impressed with the poise, with the focus of Lanice Saunders throughout her 4+ years here. She had 5 blocks. Was it against Edinburgh? Yeah, against Edinburgh. That moved her into 3rd among PSAC players with 41. She's got 1.6 per game. I don't know how many blocks she had off the top of my head against Slippery Rock, but just the progression that she's had. And
she hasn't...
Had 1. How many?
She had 1.
Okay.
She had 1, yeah.
Just her progression throughout 4+ years. There have been some distractions throughout her time. Obviously, she switched coaches. And she's really been, I think, a stronghold for you.
Yeah, she has. She has. Lanice is one of those kids that came in and she was redshirted her first year. And that was without me. And when I came in, there was no film on her. There was nothing. And so just the whole idea of having her come in and work hard at practice. And she had to sit behind some very talented players here. You have players like, she had to sit behind for 2 years, Nettie Blake, who was arguably one of the best players in the conference. Then after that, you have Jenny Teese, who came in and had a great senior year. Not saying that her years before that, but just coming in where all the weight was on her shoulders, she did a great job for us. Now it was Lanice's turn. She's never been in that spot before. It's a 50-50 gamble how kids are going to handle that. And I thought Lanice has done as well as she could do. I think this double-double made it her 9th on the season, which is really good. And I know that if you look through the stats, she's probably missed some other double-doubles by one or 2 rebounds. She probably has another 5 or 6 like that. But she's done. She's been a force in the inside offensively and defensively, always on the defensive end. There's been games where she struggled offensively. And every player has those. A lot of times with Lanice, it's not necessarily her struggle. It's the struggle that's forced upon her, a double team, a triple team, and how she reacts to it. And she's done a great job for us. And we're hoping that we can send her off on a positive note.
Absolutely. We have about 2 minutes left. We got started a little bit late, so let's just spend it talking about Mercyhurst. You don't have to tell me too much because they're within listening distance. I don't know if they are listening. Yeah. But as you said, a really good team, senior day, a lot on the line. Not only that day itself is always festive, no matter if you're up there or you're down here at the Hammermill Center. Luckily, you'll be in the Hammermill Center. Coming off a road victory. I don't know if there's an away-home identity to your team, but what will Saturday... What will be the big challenge, I guess, in taking on Mercyhurst?
Our big thing is you have that rivalry game no matter what. And that's a huge deal to begin with. Then you throw in the emotional aspect of senior day. And, a lot of times it doesn't hit kids until that day. Like, oh my gosh, this is my last game.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is it. I don't practice anymore after this. I don't don this uniform anymore. And the realization, that can be very tough. It can be very tough. So there's a lot of emotion to that. And being that, it is a rival game and like I said, I think if you look at the scores of those rivalries, it didn't matter. My first year when we were ranked number 2 in the country, it was a hard-fought game. And it was a hard-fought game when we played them up there earlier in January. when they came away with a 12-point win. And, we did some things, but they're a very, very good team. They start a lot of seniors, and they have a lot of senior leadership. And, we just got to match. We just got to come out and play with purpose, play with intensity, and try to keep that calmness of the emotions that can get to us. Because I've seen senior days go every which way you can imagine. Just because of the nice thing is for us, that I'm hoping it's a nice thing, is we only have one senior.
That's true.
Last year there was 5. There's a lot more emotion to that. Not saying that this is not downplaying anything, but there's a different feel when, last year there were people who started who never started before. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this year, Lanice just steps into her normal role, but I say normal. The last game for her in the Hammer Mill.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
And not only that, if there's 5 seniors, it takes longer to honor them all. So,
you're right.
With that, good luck Saturday, Coach.
Thank you.
Hopefully, we'll catch up again next week, right?
Absolutely.
Wrap this all up. As these wind down, it was the Gannon Golden Knights Lady Knights Coaches Show. He's Jim Brunelli. Hour number 1 of the Sports Blitz, a quick hour number 1, is in the books. We've got Otters hockey to talk about, also high school basketball playoffs. And we'll break down a little more of the PSAC action from over the weekend. That's all coming up on the other side. The Sports Blitz, Fox Sports Radio, 1330 AM, The Fan.